Hey guys, it's Christine, also known as IvyWinter. Thanks for joining me for another vlog. I cannot believe that it is already 2017, and I've been thinking a lot about my own personal resolutions. And I used to be the kind of person who kind of poo-pooed resolutions. I felt that they were dumb because I felt like most people just never followed them anyway. I do think that yes, you should always be changing and bettering yourself all the time, and obviously, if you have an idea of how to do that in 6 months, don't wait until next January to do it. But yeah, so in that, I've really been thinking about my own resolutions and what I want to do or change in my life. I really thought about it, and I've narrowed down my resolutions for 2017 to 3 things. So the first one is fitness. Like I said, people resolve to go to the gym. They tend to sign up for gyms in January, and you go for a week, you go for a month, and then you kind of drop off. And that's why a lot of these gyms, by the way, have these deals that sucker you in to come sign up. Oh, look at, you have free, no fee, or a free month or whatever it may be, because they know that you're gonna sign up and then you're gonna stop going. And most people are lazy about canceling their gym membership, or they make it so difficult that you don't wanna deal with it. That's kind of how they make a lot of money off of you guys. So don't join a gym unless you really are expecting to stick with it, because it's a lot of money to spend. But anyway, point aside, I joined a gym when I moved into my new apartment in November, and I am one of those people who is on and off, always gone to the gym. I will be on for 6 months and then off for 6 months and then on for 8 months and off for 3 months. I kind of lose any and all progress that I would have made. And then I start to tell myself well, now it doesn't matter, right? I missed 2 weeks, it doesn't matter if I miss another week or another week or another week. And then I get to the point where I just think going to the gym is stupid and I don't want to do it anymore, and whatever the reason is. So I joined a gym in my local neighborhood when I moved. And part of the great thing about the location of this gym is it's literally a block away from my apartment. Before, I used to live in the East Village in Manhattan. I would have to walk about 12 minutes to get to my gym and 12 minutes back. And so when you would consider that I would go home and change and walk to the gym and work out and walk back, I would feel like I lost my entire evening. And it would be frustrating to me because I've never been the kind of person who finds the gym fun. It has always been a chore. It's always something that I have to schedule into my day and force myself to do. Not one of those people who after 2 months of going is yeah, I'm such a gym rat. No. And so if you're adding more obstacles for me, and it's already bad enough that I work till 6:30 every night, it just makes it really hard to keep that up, So it was really hard for me, and I kind of gave up, especially when it would get really cold and I didn't want to walk 12 minutes in freezing weather in New York to go to the gym. It just wasn't worth it to me. So now that this gym is only a block away, I feel like it already has been a huge motivation to go, because I literally have no excuse. I can walk there in 2 minutes. I already walked there in pouring rain. I've already walked there when there's been a snow shower. There's literally no excuse to not get there, because it's not 12 minutes of walking and it feels so far and I'm wasting all this time. It's also helpful that my boyfriend goes to the same gym, because now we've become kind of gym buddies. So he goes about 3 or 4 times a week, and I try to tag along the same schedule as much as possible. He has also started getting me into lifting, which is something that I feel like I was always afraid to do. Not because I ever believed that myth of women get bulky and whatever, because we can't, guys. Hormones, can't do it. You can only do that if you have testosterone or if you're taking steroids. So don't worry if you're a woman and you're afraid of lifting because you think you're gonna get bulky. It's not gonna happen. But anyway, I never really did it because I think I just thought that I was gonna feel dumb, and the weight section is always a very masculine area. There's a lot of guys there. They're gonna look at me and judge me and bother me or kick me off machines or whatever. And so going with him has actually been really great, because then I feel like I have somebody who is a regular there, who's there to coach me, and I feel more secure and confident because I have someone there with me. And now I'm at the point where I feel like I'd be okay doing it on my own. But all of these things have kind of added up to being a little bit better about my regimen. And the more that I've been lifting the weights, the more that I've been realizing how much stronger I can get in a short amount of time. I've only been lifting for like 6 weeks and I've already seen a lot of progress in what I can do. I already feel more strength in my arms and my legs, and doing squats and all of that has led me to be able to run better. Like I've always been a bit of a runner, but like now I feel stronger and I can run longer because my legs are feeling great because they're more muscular. So I feel like this is the first time I'm really starting to see a payoff in a way that cardio only has never done for me. And so that is part of why my resolution is to be healthier and more fit. I don't really have a goal in mind, and I think that was always the detriment to myself in the past, was I had to lose X amount of pounds, or I had to look X amount of certain way, or my waist has to be this size. And then when I wouldn't get there, I just didn't want to do it. And I think now that I'm trying to think of it as like, don't worry about the, I don't know if you hear that, that was my boyfriend taking a shower. Now that I think of it in like, this is just what I want my lifestyle to be, and I'm not worried about what the end result is. I'm not expecting to be somewhere in 6 weeks or 8 weeks or 3 months. It's like I've taken so much more pressure off myself, and instead of just told myself, just be good with it. Like, just keep going, just do what you can, just keep challenging yourself, and like relax. And I think that's a huge part of like what has always stopped me with a lot of things, is like, I always want to see results immediately. I know a lot of people are like that, but I am a patient person a lot of parts of my life, and when it comes to myself, I tend to not be. And so if I don't see results in 8 weeks or whatever, I think to myself, why am I doing this? What's the point? You know, I'm not seeing anything from the effort that I'm putting in, and it's because I just wasn't giving myself enough time. You know, I've been really sitting and watching a lot of like YouTubers and reading people's Instagram stories and looking at these people who have made huge differences in their fitness and their lifestyle. And they've said, honestly, if this takes 6 months, this takes a year, this takes 2 years. Like, don't let anyone fool you into thinking that you can look this way or feel this way or whatever in a couple of months. And it's funny because I feel like we used to live in a society where there was a lot of lying. I'm not lying, but like, you know, you read these magazines where it's like, do these 10 exercises and drop 5 pounds in 2 weeks. And it's like, maybe that'll work, but chances are that it won't. And it's so nice and refreshing to hear from people who actually are successful that like, this didn't happen overnight for them, and they're not trying to pretend that it did. So yeah, I feel really confident about where I am with that, and I guess we'll see. My second resolution is to save money. Like I said, I just laughed about like, oh, people always say like, lose weight and save money. But the reason I want to save money isn't just, I should have a savings and save money. I mean, I should. Everyone should. But the reason I'm trying to save money is I actually have a goal up sometime this year to go freelance full-time. I have thought long and hard about what I want to do with my skills. A lot of you guys have watched my past videos and I'm on social media, and that is definitely a skill that I can freelance with. I've thought long and hard about the fact that I live with a chronic illness, and that living with IBS has made it very difficult for me to be on a long commute every day. It has caused some stressors in my life with work, and that I do know that when I do work from home and I have a stable environment, I do a lot better physically. And so in order to feel comfortable to, you know, start working freelance full-time, and in my head that's a mix of working at home, from home, through the computer with clients, or taking contract jobs that would require some sort of commuting, but over a short period of time, like 2 months, 3 months. But to be able to do that, and to do that in a way that I feel secure in, and that my boyfriend can feel secure in, because we do live together, we pay rent together, I need to save money. I need to pay off my credit cards. I need to have some sort of savings in the bank that I can take care of myself in the interim while I'm really trying to build a clientele or trying to land these contract jobs. This isn't just saving money for saving money's sake, though I think that's a totally fine reason to do so, obviously, but having an actual goal of like how much I want to save by a certain amount of time before I make a really big decision in my life is kind of huge. And it's been more of a motivator in the long term, because I know that this is probably going to be a choice for me that's going to be better for me career-wise, health-wise, for like a lot of reasons. And my third resolution, and it's kind of tied into the saving money bit, but maybe not really, but it's just to cut down on the excess. By no means am I trying to say that I want to live some minimalist lifestyle. I completely admire and support people who can do that. I'm fascinated by them. I love watching videos on people who live minimally, because I think that even if you're someone who doesn't want to go to that extreme, you can learn a lot from them on how to save money, on how you really don't need all of these things to make you happy. And so for me, it's less about like paring down everything, and it's just about paring down from the things that I know I don't use or don't make me happy. It's kind of like that whole Marie Kondo thing that's been really popular with like looking at items and seeing if they bring you joy, and if they don't, you know, getting rid of them. But like, I think there is inherently something there. And so it might be that, you know, behind me, I know you guys can't see very well right now, but on that bookshelf, there's a bunch of cool Disney stuff. And like, that does make me happy. I like that stuff. It reminds me of a place that I really love. There's books there about the parks that I love to read. That might not be the stuff that I'm going to pare down. But when I look at my closet and I see how many clothes I have, and then I think about how many clothes I actually wear in a week, over and over and over again, and all the items I'm not touching, like, that I can pare down on, you know? Things like video games that I keep holding on to that I think I'm going to play again and then I never do, that I can pare down on. DVDs that I feel like now we don't really even need to own anymore because everything is so digital, that I can pare down on. So I think it's taking certain aspects of your life that you know you can cut down on, and doing that, and that's what works for me, you know. Like I said, some people, having a very minimalist life works best for them, and I think that's awesome. I think that for me, it's a little bit of a balance, and it's a little bit of learning what I do use and what I do love, and what I buy ends up just sitting there. For me, clothing is a really big one, so that I would like to get better about. And then being able to do that, you know, saving up that money that I spend on frivolous things like that, I can use for traveling, and I can use for stuff for the channel, and I can save so that I can go freelance. So like, everything kind of rolls in together. And I think, so really the two big aspects of my resolutions overall are health and money. And like I said, going freelance will help my health with my chronic illness, and so will being fit. And going freelance would give me more time to be fit because I can go to the gym on a regular schedule and not be discouraged. And that's kind of just the way that I'm approaching 2017 right now. And it's not gonna happen overnight, and it's not gonna be easy, and there are gonna be times where I eat like crap and probably feel bad about it, or I miss the gym, or there's going to be times where I might spend some money on something or in a way that maybe I shouldn't have. And I think those are all things that's to be expected, and you trip up sometimes and you learn from it and you move on. But I am trying really hard to be conscious about these things because I do truly want to make these changes in my life. And I think that's really where resolutions come from, right? It's not about just things that you wish for, it's things that you want to actually make happen, and you're ready to take the actions to make them happen. So that said, that was very long-winded. I'm really looking forward to 2017 as a whole. I'm really looking forward to moving forward on these resolutions, and to hold myself accountable. I really want to regularly follow up with you guys, whether that's once a month, once every 2 months, on what I'm doing at the gym and what my progress has been, how I'm doing with eating healthy, or maybe I'm not. How am I doing with saving money? What are my steps right now in the freelance world? I would like to talk about that with you guys because, one, I think you guys are so smart and so thoughtful and have a lot to say and a lot of feedback on these kinds of topics that could really help me. I think that putting this out there in the ether makes me held more accountable, especially having people watching me and expecting me to succeed and wanting me to succeed. God, I hope you want me to succeed. And I think as myself, it's just would be interesting to kind of document this whole thing. So yeah, those are my 3 resolutions that are pretty big. They're pretty, you know, they're not small tasks by any means. I would like to know what your resolutions for 2017 are, whether they're really tiny, whether they're really big. I'm super interested to hear it, so let me know in the comments below. You can also tweet me at IvyWinterYT. If this is something you love to see more of, please subscribe. If you want to see more of my progress with what I'm trying to change in my life, please subscribe. If you don't care about any of that, but you care about Disney, I would say still subscribe. Same if you like video games. It really means a lot when you guys are giving me feedback, so I would love to hear what you think about my resolutions. If there's ways that you think that will help me to keep on track, whether it's something that you've done in the past, or apps, or I don't know, little mind tricks on saving money, whatever it might be, I would love to hear them as well. Thanks so much for watching another video. I really hope that you guys are prepared to have a great 2017 and have also set some goals for yourself. And I hope you have a great rest of the day. Bye.